Nyuvesi yakwazulu dala inyuvesi enkulu lapho khona wayibhukwana yakalanisini injongo zesiphandle semizane Mascot uNkulunkulu wethi nje siyalufundisele lebhili layo noma yokwezecelo elibizwa izakwazulu dala
Tobile Gumede.
Hello guys, my name is Mr. Shaka, and most of you might know me as UKZN in Mascot.
So my brother, we have a few questions for you here. The first question is, how did you become the UKZN mascot? Was it like an audition, or did they just say, nah, this guy got the moves, let's take him?
Well, it's a funny story. Actually, it was more like a funnier story than that. And I wasn't supposed to be the mascot. I never thought I was gonna be the mascot. When I came here, I didn't even know the school had a mascot. You know, like I've been in school like from 2015, but then I took some time off and I came back to finish up.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I didn't really know anything about the mascot.
Yeah.
And it happened during soccer training because I also played school soccer. So during soccer training, one of the guys, I think they work in the sports administration at Howard. So they got a call and they told them how our mascots, the guy who was in the team as well, he had went home. So they needed mascots, right?
Yeah.
For that night, the game was that night. So
Yeah.
I became a mascot on the day of the first performance. And then after that night, okay, the night comes, boom, I didn't know nothing about being a mascot, but
Yeah.
I always had like my YouTube referrals, you know, I just watched mascots, basketball mascots,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, yo, all they do is like silly stuff and they go crazy and
Yeah.
hype up the crowd. I can do that, can do that. And then I went and then it was a great game. Luckily we won, so it was way easier to like work with the crowd.
Yeah.
And then after the game, I got a call and they were like, no, we'd like you to carry on being the mascot. You know, just take the position to yourself. By the Howard Sports Administration.
Yeah.
I was like, I jumped at it because I really enjoyed it on the day. So I jumped at it and we just kept it going. We worked together. Obviously, for me, it was always them. You know, they do all. I just there to dance and entertain. They did all the work and basically they made me famous.
So, second question is, what was it like putting on the suit for the first time?
For the first time, I want to cap. It was kind of weird, because it was never worn by anyone as small as me. Like they always chose buffy guys to wear it, thinking it should fit them. So it was hot. I wasn't used to the heat. It was really hot, but like you know, it was fun. It was very fun. I really enjoyed it. So that kind over everything. So from the first time I wore the suits, I knew I want to do this like the whole time. So basically that's it.
Or like how you say that you like something's meant for you.
You wouldn't know until you tried it. Yeah.
Okay, so number 3, how long did you serve as the mascot and how often were like doing the costume?
Oh, okay. So I returned as a returning student last year. So it was from last year up until now. So since our varsity cup is finished and our open days are finished, basically that's my annual year end of work. So this is my second year, so it's 2 years.
2 years.
So 2 years as our school mascot.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it feels like you're in the mask forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to answer your second question,
Yeah.
it was kind of regularly for as long as our season is on.
Yeah.
And that's like the time, like at the beginning of the year when we have our open days to invite students over.
Yeah.
And like show them, teach them more about school, the school and their modules and whatnot, and what to apply for. So yeah, it was like maybe, let's say in a month, maybe 6 times, 5 to 6 times. Yeah, happily.
Yeah, they say when you love what you do, it doesn't really feel like.
Yeah, it's
your
your. Yeah.
So was it ever awkward when your friends didn't know it was you in the suits?
Yeah, because well, the ones that knew, obviously the guys that are in my football team, they knew because the whole decision, and I was asked to be the mascot in one of them, so they knew.
Yeah.
But then now my roommates and whatnot, they didn't know. And it was kind of funny, having to watch them talk about this mascot thing, how ridiculous it is. And, it was kind of funny because everybody had nice things to say, but they never knew it was me. And I was always like, I thought maybe they'd catch on with me. This guy never comments on this. He's just be laughing. And even on TikTok, he won't be on TikTok when we come in. He'll ask to watch the mascot on our phones. So it was kind of like, it was funny. It was funny, and it was weird at times. Yeah.
I can imagine. Okay. What's something about being a mascot that people wouldn't expect?
Honestly, what I didn't expect as well is like the appreciation, like the appreciation, and the support you get from like other people and like the school, and like people who work at the school, they all support you and whatever you do. Like I had so many other problems, like academically and whatnot, and I always got helped out because I was always within the circle. I think what most people don't know is like literally how many opportunities you can get from being like a mascot. Even like last year I was hired by F&B after this whole school thing, and like for 2 gigs they paid like 14,000 rand for both those gigs. It was like another opportunity to expand my horizons and work with different companies. That was the first time I ever even got an email and got asked to write up a tax invoice, like an invoice for a company so they can pay me. So like it's the opportunities basically, the opportunities and the people. You get to meet a lot of great people.
So, did anything funny or embarrassing ever happen while you're in the costume?
Well, to me, I know a lot of people might remember these little moments. But most of the time I'd forget how it goes. Like it's funny, it's ridiculous when I say it, but you get so excited, bro. Like like when it's Varsity Cup and the stadium is full, bro. So that's when I started doing these ridiculous acts. When we're losing, I just start hitting the ground. Like I was out of like moves or whatnot. Shout out to the other mascots really killing it now, because those guys, they seem like they never run out. So for me it was like one of the most embarrassing things, because people would talk in the comments. You know how you go through your comments and they be like, you know, the most. But hey, what's up with this today? But other than that, I feel like embarrassing was the whole point. If I fell or did something ridiculous or something embarrassing, I mean, it wouldn't really be embarrassing. It would all seem like an act. So I can't really name anything else besides what I felt. But I know with you, anything else, it was part of the job, man. It was in the job description.
As long as it works, there's no need to
You need to change it.
change it. So, what are the most like hype or emotional moments you experience in this show?
There's a couple, bro.
Yeah.
There's a couple, but hands down the graduation. Hands down the graduation.
Yeah.
See, well, thank you to the VC as well, because I just been playing that video back.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that standing ovation, like the me getting a certificate of appreciation and recognition. I felt really, really humbled, appreciated.
Yeah.
It was like crazy to me,
Yeah.
It was so much attention on the graduation day towards me. It was amazing. I was overwhelmed for days after. So yeah, bro, it has to be the graduation. Yeah, it has to take the cake.
Because you're like the first person who I've seen like in a graduation video here at UKZN where everyone stood up.
Bro, the professors, bro, the VC, bro, he inaugurated me with honors speak. Yo, that was amazing. That was like probably the happiest moments in my life.
In your life.
Sport.
No, I can see why you can definitely see that. Yeah. So, has it ever got too hot in the soul, or where you just felt like too tired to dance?
Yes, a couple of times. When you go to Peter Maritzburg. Yeah, well, I remember Peter Maritzburg, but it's happened even here in Durban. But Peter Maritzburg, because you know what, we usually play late games and night games. So I never feel it that much because you get used to it. But see now, when you go to Maritzburg, the weather there is different. It's really hot there. I remember on open day last year and this year. We had to work like from 8 in the morning to 2 like in the afternoon, and it is hot like that, and you just have to like continuously roam around this.
Did students ever treat you like a celebrity without realizing you were their classmates?
Yeah, always. Like it's part of the job, like go around and take pictures with fans and all that, and like a day, every time I put that costume on, I used to take more than like 900 pictures with people, like they selfies, and they ask their friends to take pictures, videos, so it makes you feel like a celebrity, and you always like relax, you always I in those pictures I'll always be smiling underneath. I have the most ridiculous faces underneath the mask, because to me it was ridiculous. These people, they don't even know, and sometimes some of my classmates used to come and ask for pictures. Like, Mr. Shaka, can you please have your pictures? And I'll be like, okay, hey, and some of them on like certain occasions I'd call them by name on purpose, and they'd be like, yo, who's this? And I just run away and make some other move somewhere else and just leave them in awe, So
I'm sure they were thinking like, how does this guy But okay, so how did you balance your mascot responsibilities with your academics?
Well, honestly, the guys, it helps that this whole mascot thing is a school thing, right? So they don't push you, like they don't ask you to do anything when you're not free. They ask you what you have going on, and they make sure like to push you. See, if I have an assignment that is supposed to be due a day before we have a match, my Mr. Ben Vota, the guy who was in charge of me at the Mascots in Howard College, the sports administrator, he literally make it his duty to make sure on the day of the match, I've already done it or it's done. So he knows you're gonna come back late, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna sleep, you're not gonna do anything so things like that, they really help me out. And like I don't feel like it's a demanding job. Basically it's like having fun. Like if someone likes to play soccer and they get to do it every weekend, they wouldn't really feel like it hinders their job. So for me it was like that.
I get what you're saying. So it was beneficial, not only in the sense where you get paid, but in your academics.
Yeah, because it really brought me closer to academics itself.
Yeah.
You know, like working with like academics, it makes you like wanna be closer and being around those people, those people that are always talking about schoolwork and that work at the school, because you know most of them are professors. I've hung out with like the VC, vice chancellor, several times. So you know they kind of push you to wanna be a better person. So yeah, it's all that. It's all that. Like, so it just made me even a better scholar, because now I'm always within these gates. Because before I just be like, you know, your guy, I go to class, I come back, I go to my rest, I just chill there. I was that guy. I mean, I was always the background guy. So so it wasn't hard to take a background guy and make him a mascot. You know, nobody's gonna miss him. You know.
Okay. So, were there ever times where you had to say no to a gig because of like you're too busy or something?
Let me see. No. Nah. Actually, there was never a time I was ever too busy or have ever had a problem to go to a gig. Because even you know, like the open days, they like for the school. So like with the open days, nobody is gonna pay for you, even though I was working within the corporate relations. But like you're doing it for the school, right, to attract more learners and whatnot. So even for those shows, I made it a point that I was always there. You know, to see, even like get to and spend time with like learners that are still in high school, you know. So I enjoyed it. I've never missed one open day. It was always amazing for me, and luckily, you know, my mom knew, my family always knew, right, in Johannesburg. So whenever there was holidays, I remember last Easter's, I was at rest. I couldn't go home because we were still busy with things, and they were supportive. You know, they'd give me money. They'd say, chill, it's you in school, it's a week. You know, they'd make me feel better for not going home, and be like, no, just do it, bro. It's gonna be good for you to get out there. And, you know, it's gonna open opportunities for you. So I always loved the job, and I made sure to always be there and always be punctual and shows. If I had to be somewhere at like 9 o'clock, I'd be there. 8 or 7:30, you know. That was always the case. I really liked the job. I really liked being a mascot.
I can see it in your face that you really did like it. So, okay, do you think being the mascot changed you in any way?
I wouldn't say changed. I'd say it improved me. It improved me. Because I don't know why it's a mask, but you just get so much confidence when you know you get support from people, and you know, even if you know it's you and nobody else knows it's you, better that's all you need for confidence, right? So that's what it is.
Okay, so what skills did you take away from being Mr. Shaka?
Resilience. Like resilience. I've learned how important it is to never focus on the negatives. But like in every situation, there's always positives. Just always focus on the positives, and it showed me how, you know, like keeping your head down and, you know, just doing what you want to do and what you're supposed to do, whatever you feel like that is, and just having focus and doing things properly first time around really pays off. Like, no matter what it is, like literally no matter what it is, I really saw how true that is. So it made me a better person in like a lot of ways, in many aspects. So so I really learned a lot from being a mascot.
How does it feel that you hang up the suits?
Not nice.
Nice,
Not
yeah.
nice, but you
Yeah.
know, like everything comes to an end.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel nice. But at the same time, you know, like life goes on. I feel like it's someone else's turn very much. Yeah, well, someone else should also get a chance
Yeah.
to make people happy. And I feel like that was like the biggest job I always had, was like to make people happy. So, and also I feel like it's only fair that someone also gets a chance at what I've got, you know, like what I've got to experience. And yeah, and I feel like it would be unfair if I had to be like the Shaka MP forever. So yeah, it feels like very, very sad. I was supposed to, like, you know how I graduated out, so I was supposed to actually relax this year and just come for graduation. But I made it a point that no, guys, I am gonna be in Durban up until graduation. I'm only starting work June, so please, I'm not doing anything. I still wanna be the mascot. And yeah, luckily they got in contact with me because I had switched phones. So they got in contact with me like January, and they made me the offer again. I was happy to take it from Josie to this side, just to be the mascot for 6 months. Yeah, but just before my graduation.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I knew it was gonna, like, the whole job was gonna be done by grad. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't take anything back. Yeah, I don't regret nothing.
Don't regret nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming towards the end, and this section we're gonna call the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So, what was the best song you would say that you like to dance to in the suit?
Hands down, there's this other Mascot joint, bro. What does it say? The one, I feel like it's the Shaka Impi song. I feel like I just call it the mascot song. But you know, saying Sandana knows who. It is I really enjoyed that song. It was like my entrance song. It was like my vibe song. I started everything with that. So yeah, it has to be that song. I can't really mention other songs because there's a lot, you know. There's a lot, but I remember that one because I make it a point to say, guys, please make sure when I come in, you play that song. It just grabs the attention. It's, yo, I think the guy is about to come out. So yeah. And probably, who's this guy? Impi. Oh, Nancy Piazza.
Impi. Oh, Nancy Piazza.
Yeah, bro, like, I don't even know why, because it's not like the type of music I listen to on a regular day. But yeah, those two songs, bro.
The second song, I think I know it from that Gumpy adverts.
Yeah, I think it's a white guy who sings it. Yeah. I mean, I just forgot his name, but yeah.
So if you grew up, like, let's just say you're towards our age, you should know that song.
Yeah, they definitely do. Well, if they came to the games, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay, so rate your mascot performance from 1 to 10, in your opinion.
In my opinion, it was a solid 8.
Solid 8.
It was a solid 8.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, because you know, you can't give yourself a total, bro. You can't give yourself a total. And yeah, bro, like, you know, there's always gonna, I feel like there's always gonna be space for improvements in everything you do, no matter how perfect you are. Not saying I'm perfect in any way, but I'm saying there's always room for improvement. Like, I could have done more, you know. But yeah, that's a solid 8. 8 is it's good, because the pass mark is like halfway, right? 5. So 8 is an 8, right?
Yeah, from someone who didn't really train to be a mascot.
Yeah.
It is a good.
Yeah.
So, okay, one thing that should whisper to the next Shaka before they take the stage.
Bro, just go crazy. Just always go crazy, bro. Like, you don't have to like focus on what don't focus on dancing too much. Like focus on the crowd and what makes them happy. Yeah, like just always go crazy. Do the most ridiculous things you can think about. If you're losing, if the team is losing, just cry if you want to.
Yeah.
Do whatever. If you have like the resources, throw popcorn on the fans. Just do whatever you feel like it. Trust me, just because you're the mascot, nobody would ever complain. They'll always be happy for whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that's it. Just like relax and do whatever you feel like doing. Yeah. I feel like that's one thing they never told me about the job was, like literally anything goes. Just when you do it, just you think about it, do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Don't just really like
Yeah,
think
because
too much.
they don't restrict you in any way. I've never been told what not to do, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, I've never been told what to do. And they've only told me, it's time, just go in front of the crowd now and entertain them, like dance or whatever. And so entertaining people for me is like a broad term. So like literally do anything as long as it makes sense to you. Yeah, trust me, it's gonna work out. This is all right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's been a lot, guys. So instead of knowing the mask, there's always a person behind the mask, and the person who you know now was he mixed up that legacy, but now someone has to carry on the legacy. So, Mr. Sialu, thank you once again for coming through. Because as you saw, guys, my guy has graduated, but he did make time to come in and do this interview. I hope this gives you a more in-depth, like, inspection of who Mr. Sialu is, besides him being Shaka, but his journey on what he's continuing to do and the type of person he is. Once again, I want to thank you for coming. And hopefully we'll see you in future.
Yeah. Hopefully, bro. Hopefully, sky's the limit. Yeah. Bye, guys.